Hello,
Hey Maddox, how are you?
I'm good.
Getting ready for finals?
Yeah, unfortunately, next week.
Yeah, no kidding. How'd you do with your OCC semester? Did it go okay?
Yeah, actually, I did pretty good. I only had one class, but I finished with an A, so that's good.
Well done. College credit and an A. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very cool. All right. I have one student in my personal meeting room, so let me send her an email and have her get on over here. Just one second. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I have a feeling that most people are gonna watch this as a recording. So thanks for joining. Um, this is a brand new opportunity for leadership in our program, so we're really excited about it. For the time being, the plan is for me to lead it, and then I'm going to ask for some students to also lead it with me. So today's meeting is really just to kind of talk with you, give you an overview about the different types of leadership opportunities we have coming up, and then give you some time the rest of the week for you to think about if you might be interested in joining. Hey, Mary, welcome. I put a link to the presentation in the chat. I'm going to drop it in here one more time, and then I'm going to share my screen so that I can take you through the slide deck. Hi, Zoe. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Um, so this is the type of presentation where if you have a question as I'm talking, just unmute and go ahead and ask, or you can ask in the chat if you're more comfortable with that. And if I'm not able to answer your questions today, or you just really want to talk more in depth, then we can schedule a time to talk by phone or text or a virtual meeting, even if you want to know more about this leadership opportunity and if it's a possible fit for you. I'm really hoping that this ends up being a fit for many students. I know that sometimes in your school's leadership opportunities are the types of things that you have to apply for, and they're a big in-person time commitment. And it's not to say that this isn't also a version of a commitment, but this is really made for anybody who is looking to take a leadership role. And I've designed it so that there's lots of different entry points. You can you can enter in just one activity and kind of just offer feedback to us, or you can attend an event and be at on a panel, or you can sign up for every single thing that we're offering, up to and including a steering committee, which is an opportunity for some students to join and meet with me regularly so that I can get your feedback on the program and how we can make it improvements along the way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Here we go. So the link to this is also in the chat in case you want to just go ahead and go through the slide deck. I'm recording this, so I'll post it in the Google Classroom afterwards. Lots of different ways for you to get the information. So if you have to pop off or have something else that happens during the meeting, please feel free to come and go as you see fit or as meets your schedule. So for today, I was hoping to talk to you about this exciting launch of the Oakland A Student Leadership Council, describe what it is. And this is just an initial description of what the council is going to be because I'm really looking for student voice. It's super important to make sure that we're taking the temperature with our students and see how things are going for you. So this is just a baseline of where we're going to start, the vision of our adult staff right now. And then as time goes on, because it's a multi-year program, we hope to get some student voice and can't wait to see where the Leadership Council might take us. I'm going to talk with you about the different levels of participation available for this semester coming up, second semester. Share how to sign up and participate, talk to you about how we're going to communicate with one another, and then answer any questions. And once again, if you want to ask any questions as I'm talking, just feel free to unmute and do so, or you can ask the questions in the chat. I will try to monitor that as much as possible. I don't see any questions right now. So why this group exists. So this is really exciting because Oakland ACE hasn't had a student leadership council yet. And so we're seeing this as an opportunity as our staff gets bigger, as we have more students in the program, to really solidify a group of students who can share what their experience is like and what type of things are working for them with the program, but also some things that they think could be improved upon. We want A's to keep getting better, and we know that the students have a lot of great ideas. And the nice thing is you do share them informally with our seminar instructors on many different occasions. Either you or your parents will reach out, your counselors give us a lot of feedback. And this is what we hope will be a way for you to give us feedback throughout the course of the program so that we can continue to make improvements. And you're going to also have the opportunity, if you choose to do so, help shape the student experience. And what I mean by that is we're really grappling with some interesting questions right now as an Oakland ACE staff. The student experience right now includes a certain amount of in-person seminar and online or in-person OCC classes. Could we maybe see seminar having an online component? Those are the types of big picture questions we want to come to a group of students with and really get your opinion, and then take your opinion and ideas and put those into action. Hopefully, while you're still part of the program, so that you can see your ideas come to life. And that will hopefully be growing leadership skills in you. You'll communicate your ideas with us. You might be asked to implement some of them with us. And then we hope that we'll have the type of environment with this group where we're all respectful of one another. We can be honest. We have safe structures in place in order for you to share, and you can provide our team with constructive feedback along the way. So what our leadership council will do, you're going to provide feedback, like I said, you're going to help co-design and support certain events. So that won't happen until a bit later. And that first event that we're looking to have students really sit down virtually with me and tell us about is your experience during orientation. So when you're a brand new 11th grade student, either in July or August, you went to an orientation at an OCC campus and you also came and got your Chromebook at Oakland schools. And so we really want your opinion. And this is going to be in the form of just verbal answering questions about what you think 11th grade students need before they enter the program. And then we're going to ask students who are available to join us in co-facilitating those orientations. And then there are going to also be opportunity, this third bullet here, for students to serve as representatives and leaders. Many times we're asked to present at schools or talk to counseling departments. We also do some larger scale presentations like this week we have coming up a Royal Oak information night for all of their parents and students. And it's possible that anywhere from 5 to 50 might show up. So we love to have students with us because parents, we find, really love to hear what your school day is like. And other students will have very specific questions about how you managed balancing high school and college. And I just think it's really great to have students at those events if possible. So you'll see in a couple of slides all of these different events. And then our hope is that as we involve you in these different things, whatever level you're able to be to participate at, given your schedule and availability, that this is going to provide you with leadership experience as far as how to communicate, not only with the adults in our program, but one another. You might even be asked to mentor students in our program, help us design events like orientation, and just really think about the teaching of others, especially in what they would need to know as they're coming into the program. And then we're going to allow you to, grow some skills that really employers and colleges are looking for. So what you do here on this leadership council, hopefully you might feel compelled to write it about it in your college essays. Could end up on your resumes. You can definitely earn MEMC hours. And if you're in 11th grade right now, you might not know much about those, but that's okay. You can list this as volunteer hours. And then what we're hearing about colleges is that they really like to see longevity in students' experiences in leadership. So, or I'm hoping that if you're interested and you start in the program this year, you'll be able to remain in it for as long as your schedule allows. Okay, so the most basic level of participation would be representatives at events. And I know this is small. I'm sorry, we just have so many events, like 18 of them in between January and February. The good news is people really want to know more information about the program, which is awesome. But so the basic level of being on the leadership council might be you choosing to attend these events. You can attend one, you can attend none. Again, this is the type of program where if you volunteer to be on the council, you can choose whatever level you want to participate in. So you can see here how this is organized, and this will be sent out posted in your Google Classroom as a form where you would just simply click on it and say, I'm volunteering to attend this event. So you can see the dates. For example, we have one coming up on January 7th. It's at Royal Oak High School. It's 5:45 to 7, and the role you would play if you show up is being a student speaker on a panel. So I put a 15-minute window before each of these events. If you show up at 5:45, you'll get 10 dedicated minutes with me and the other students on the panel where we'll just go over a quick game plan. And generally, after you do one or two of these panels or speaking opportunities, you start to feel really comfortable. And you just kind of pop in and share your experience, answer questions. You can see that some of these times are during the school day. So I'm going to address that a little bit later. Like later in the next week, we're going to Lakeland, Clawson, Ferndale. And then we have some other events called Experience Oakland Ace. Those are during the school day. So I know many of you have so many important things in your school schedule that might not allow you to participate in them. But if you take a look at some of these dates and you're like, wait a minute, January 12th, I know that we have very little going on except for exam prep, and I feel pretty good about my exams. Maybe I can get to that event. And you'll also want to take into account the distance. Maybe Google some of these and see how far away they are before you decide if you want to sign up. If you sign up to be a student representative at an event and something happens and you're not able to attend, it's okay. The event will still go on. We will miss you, but all you would do is go in that Google form and, uncommit to the event. And then I pull that up literally an hour before I go and get set up and send out a text just to confirm who's coming. So if you can make it, great. And we'd love to know everybody who's going to attend, but we understand things come up too. You'll see three major events here, January 29th, February 2nd, 3rd. One's at Auburn Hills, then the next at Royal Oak and Orchard Ridge. Some of you attended this event last year, and this is our second year of this. We've expanded to 3 locations. So we have some schools signed up to come during the school day, and the students are going to go through that, what's kind of like a rotation where we all start together and describe Oakland Ace, and then they break up into a campus tour. They hear from a panel of students, which you could volunteer to be on. And then we're going to do a separate section to hear more about OCC. So if you signed up for these, they'd be from 8 until 11:30 for you to attend the entire event. And just take note of the different locations in case you don't want to drive or get a ride to any place that's too far away. At these events, you can sign up to be all kinds of different things. A speaker on a panel is the most common, as you'll see here, but you can also just be a greeter, being a friendly face. Everybody gets a t-shirt that says Oakland A's Student Leadership Council. Greet the students as they come off the bus, help them get to the correct rooms. So even if you didn't want to speak publicly in front of people, we definitely have a role for you to play. Okay, so what to expect if you sign up for an event. In order to sign up for an event, I'm going to email and post in Google Classroom. I'm going to post in Google Classroom a Google form with all the events listed. You just click the one you're interested in signing up. And for those that have multiple roles, you'll also indicate your role. And Before the event, you'll get an email, a post in Google Classroom, and a text that confirms the date, time, and location. It'll say the point person to meet in the location. So for example, even though the first event said Royal Oak High School, you'll get a very specific Royal Oak High School, here's the address, and we're meeting in the library. And I wait to send that until about an hour before the event because sometimes schools have to change the locations in case there's a scheduling conflict in their building. You'll have my cell phone number, so if you get lost while you're navigating to one of these schools or events, you're welcome to call or text me, and I can help you get where you need to be. And during these events, the really great thing is parents and students and even counselors that attend those Experience Oakland ACE, they're really looking for the honest, authentic student experience and feedback. So we don't actually ask that you do a ton of preparation because we want you to be honest and share your story. You'll get some guidance from our staff, especially if you're feeling nervous and you just want to kind of prep. I'm happy to send you some common questions that we get asked in advance. The biggest one is usually like, what is it like being in college classes with adults? Or how did you balance high school and college classes? Was it the workload overwhelming? Compare OCC classes to AP classes. Which one do you prefer? And really, there's no right or wrong answer. They're just wanting to hear from you and what your perspective is. And then after each one of these events, to the students who attended, post a thank you letter. You can include that in your portfolio if you want to, and also the MEMCA log. And again, if you're in 11th grade right now, that won't make a whole lot of sense, but you'll need it later in 12th grade. So that MEMCA log just confirms that you have volunteered and spent a certain amount of hours. Yep, Mary, January 7th is for tomorrow, so don't worry. I didn't that is okay if no one signs up for some of these events. I totally understand, especially the ones that are happening during the school day. So that was a question in the chat. Thank you for asking. All right, so what if the event takes place during your high school day? You know your schedule best. And as much as, I hate this to be the reality, sometimes there might not be something going on in class that you absolutely have to be there for. So if one of the ACE events takes place during that time and you can afford to miss the class, just email me and I will contact your high school counselors who I usually go to first. But if they direct me to another person to get the absence excused, then I will totally do that. Maybe an attendance secretary or something. And then we'll work to see if we can get it be, we used to call it a school business absence, but basically one that wouldn't count against you. Let's see here. So that's basically the events that we would have offered for students to attend during the school year second semester. The next few slides I'm going to talk to you about are how you can provide feedback to our staff. So if you weren't able to attend any of the events and you were more just looking to provide feedback, that's awesome, or you can do both. So student voice is important, and we are going to send out a survey so that everybody can participate and have that opportunity. And I know some of you were surveyed first semester um, by your seminar teacher. But we also want to do what we call focus groups. So this would be students staying after seminar or maybe taking the very end of seminar in a half hour afterwards with other students from our leadership council and them asking you specific questions. An example might be, today I'm staying to ask you about the topics that were most useful to you in seminar. So share those topics with me. You as a student council representative, student leadership council representative, I'm sorry, would record what you're hearing kind of the students say, the main takeaways, and then you'll provide those to our ACE staff so that we know. The students really get a lot of, for example, SAT prep in their high schools. They didn't need as much of that. So we can start to change our seminar and program. The other things that we want to ask you about are how your OCC classes are going. Composition 1 is a common class that a lot of our students take. Should we be designing some kind of writing support for our students who are going through that class? So we're really open to looking at different ideas like that. All right, last couple of slides here. So we are looking for student input about that orientation that if you were an 11th grader, you experienced. That orientation when the program started 13 years ago used to be 4 days long. So now it's down to 2 half days, one on OCC's campus, where you hear from a student panel, you get a tour, and then one at Oakland School, Maine, where it could have taken you anywhere from 5 minutes to pick up your Chromebook to a half hour or an hour if you stayed and ordered all of your books. So we really want to hear from students about what that orientation should include. And then next July and August, we would love students to join us in facilitating, especially some of the team building and more get to know you activities that take place during orientation. So opportunities for that level of participation will be coming your way. Final couple slides here before I take questions. I am looking for a steering committee to form. So what this would be is I'm hoping for one representative from each grade level. So 11th, 12th, and 13th grade. And if we had two students from a grade level who popped up and were really passionate about this, that's okay too. Definitely in our forming stages, we're open to different ideas. But my initial idea is one leader from each grade level to form the steering committee. Try and think of this as a long-term commitment because again, that really helps you deeply develop those leadership skills. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks great on a college application. They're looking for your commitment to leadership activities over time. We'll have some summer meetings, and usually when you meet with me, it's going to be virtual, recorded, and because I know you have such busy lives, if you can attend, that would be huge because most of the time I'm only getting you together to get your opinion. But if I just need to get your opinion on a call or a separate meeting or over text, I understand. But this is a regular group of students who we want to be able to come to and ask about topics throughout the year. You would then next year take over some leadership of this group with me still supporting you. And what I'm asking is if this steering committee role sounds interesting to you, for you to just send me a good old fashioned email by January 6th and just give me a line, hey, I'm interested in this steering committee, count me in. Or if you want more information still, I'd like to talk and find out more about the commitment. And I'm happy to do that. Just checking real quick for chat. All right. So our communication channels, because I know you get communicated again, like with so many different formats. So just to simplify things, we're just going to meet virtually, except for the opportunities that you sign up for to be a part of. I will record them and post them in Google Classroom. The main form of communication is going to be in Google Classroom, and that is the join code and link. And then this is not something that like you have to commit to every single event. You could always try it. And if it's not working for you, no problem. You can just let me know this is too much of a time commitment or I was really looking for something different. Or you could just volunteer for one of the opportunities and then, continue to add them on as you're having so much fun. You just want to show up to everything, which I'm sure will be the case for all of it. All right. So now I am ready to take questions. What might you be thinking about, or what questions do you have that I can answer? You can either ask them in the chat or unmute and ask.
I have a question.
Hey, Mary. Yeah.
Um, how often would you have to like give your opinion? Would it be like you ask us, or would it be like every month you have to give an opinion about something?
Yeah. So we have the adults in the program have a team meeting on Fridays. So if after that team meeting, there's something that we're like, you know what, it would really be good to ask our student leadership group what they think, then I'll most likely start by asking the question in Google Classroom with the comments on, because I'm very comfortable with virtual discussion. And then with the option of saying to you, hey, can we jump on a call real quick so I can hear more fully about what you were thinking about? Um, One of the first things that'll come up this semester is we'll start to hear about textbook challenges, for example. And so it would be nice for us to come to a smaller group of students and say, like, hey, are there a lot of textbook challenges going on? Did you experience anything? And if so, what was it? But I wouldn't say that that would necessarily happen every single week or every month. It's kind of just like as things arise, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll post the recording. If you're interested in that steering committee position, please send me an email, and I'm looking forward to possibly working with you on the Leadership Council. Thank you so much for joining today.
Bye. Take care.
Bye, you too.